Calvin and Hobbes is a daily comic strip written and illustrated by Bill Watterson. It follows the adventures of a 6-year-old boy, Calvin, and his friend, or possibly toy, tiger, Hobbes. The comic was syndicated in newspapers around the world from 1985 to 1995 and has influenced artists and writers ever since. I'm definitely one of them, and so here are 5 drawing lessons I learnt from Calvin and Hobbes. One of the biggest lessons I learnt reading Calvin and Hobbes was the combination of cartoon and realistic elements. Watterson's trees, snow and birds look more like real trees, snow and birds than you might expect in comparison to the highly cartoony characters. This was a big inspiration for me and definitely led me towards my love of drawing nature. How I draw birds has been hugely impacted by just a single Sunday strip of Calvin and Hobbes. How does Calvin and Hobbes look so lively and natural? I believe the key is clean lines with rough tools. Now, I don't mean dipping the chewed end of a breadstick in a cup of coffee and drawing with that, although you might try it sometime. I guess what I'm thinking of is the combination of the artist's skill and control when combined with a random element, such as lighter pencil lines, a larger brush, or rougher paper than you might otherwise use. The ink might run, or the thickness of a line may vary, but with good draftsmanship, the characters will always be recognizable. Although there is much to be said about Watterson's amazing work on the colour Sunday pages of Calvin and Hobbes, my biggest influence always comes from studying the black and white daily strips. The line work is strong, the blacks are solid, and there is very little shading or rendering. I think the best examples of this are the stories set in Calvin's noir detective world. Committing to such a strong use of black ink and solid shapes makes the comic stand out beyond anything else. I'm sure there's a lesson to be learnt there. One of the composition habits I'm sure I picked up from these comics is a tendency to place characters and objects deliberately off-center. It isn't always easy to see in a single panel, but over the work of years, I've noticed that Watterson likes to offset his compositional elements. This gives a bit of breathing room to the main characters and leads the viewer's eye across an image. The last lesson is just to have fun, and to make the image fun. Calvin and Hobbes is a comedy, so it's expected that the stories and jokes will make us laugh. But it's also told from the point of view of a 6-year-old, so there is a sense of play in how Calvin sees the world. I really believe that having fun while you're drawing can make what you draw show that sense of fun in return. It's why I love drawing games, to spark the imagination and connect with other people. Drawing should be fun. You're watching Studio Brush Pen.